happens when you actually listen to full ass albums. We have Jay Aditya Jha with us from Television. Thank you so much for doing this, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Same.
Not a doubt.
Ek to congratulations on your first album, Day One.
so much.
Amazing shit, right?
Thank you. Very kind of you.
Like this is what happens when you actually listen to full ass albums and not like a top 40 playlist. Like that is how you get Day One. Let me know, just let me know something about the process. Like, what was it? Is there a narrative behind the album? Because the whole album is very cohesive
I
by
mean,
rock
so
standards.
if you're talking about the songwriting itself, it's about being young in this city, in particular New Delhi, or just a big city in India in general. And I think the process kind of reflected that also recording-wise and production-wise. Because हमने ये album 12,000 रुपए में बनाई है. Everything except for the vocals was recorded at home.
Yeah.
And I would like to think that it sounds okay.
It sounds great actually.
Thank you.
Like the thing is, since you have that rock and roll background, you can actually
Yeah.
lean into the DIY
Yeah,
space also.
so there's lots of like distortion in the mixes. And
Yeah.
that's kind of the sound that we identify with right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it just made sense to do it that way and just save as much money as possible because it's not easy to be a full-on touring kind of band.
Especially
right
from
now.
Delhi.
From Delhi to matlab especially. I still think we have it better than audience-wise.
Yeah, audience
Now.
wise, now.
Like my generation is coming up now and like people are just more open to discovering new things.
Yeah.
DHH has played a big role in that. However you may feel about the genre.
Yeah, but nobody wants to tour with Delhi artists because it's a logistical fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Infra तो आप खड़ा नहीं कर सकते ना. Passion can only take you so
So
far.
where did you actually record the vocals?
Black Sheep.
Black Sheep.
Jonty is
Jonty bhai.
an old friend of the band and he's really helped us with sound on all our projects so far actually.
I think every good project that comes out of
Yeah,
Delhi.
in the past 5 years at
Yeah.
least. Like in the post-pandemic wave, I think we have a lot that we owe to Jonty and Ravi, like, all of
100%.
us. Not just this band. Guitars were done at my place.
Guitars.
Keyboards were half done at Shubhang, the keyboardist, his
Yeah.
place in Gurgaon. And drums were done in Aman's basement, so he's got like a semi-treated space. And well, everything's closed mic'd anyway. Except for the songs Aag and I think Telephone. Aag and Telephone are one of the two songs where we actually set up, because it's a basement,
Yeah.
we set up a room mic with the door open in the basement. So
Holy fuck.
yeah, the master reverb on those songs is actually the room. The way they would do it in the 50s and 60s.
Oh
They
my
put a speaker in a reverb room. That's why they call it a room reverb.
Yeah.
So we did that. And we just mixed it to taste, side chained it a bit, and you can hear it. Snare sounds huge.
100%. Talk to me more about the guitar rig that you use specifically. Like,
So I got the Helix Stadium, which is what we're also going through today.
Sounds
I got
insane.
it somewhere in the middle of the process because Brass Tacks recording started around September and the Helix came out in December. So I got it around New Year's. And a lot of the riffier stuff like Cynicism. That was recorded on my Marshall, which is downstairs in my studio. It's a DSL 40 combo with the reverb. So we just single mic'd it with an 80-20-20.
nice.
तो मतलब bootstrap ही चल रहा है bro.
Yeah. 2020. Not the mic I was expecting.
Hey man, I mean, ultimately I think at this stage, if you don't have a wonderful room, especially if you don't have like a soundproof room, then it doesn't make sense to get anything more sensitive, you know. Because I mean, of course I'd like to use a U87 on my vocals especially, but it's a very sensitive mic, you know. If my neighbors are making noise and if there's ambient noise coming in,
Yeah.
that investment doesn't really make sense.
Makes sense.
So the 80-20-20, I've learned the response of that mic, I've learned the curve of that mic, I've learned the gain structure to a degree, so it's just easy for me to handle things in post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like you have a song like Chore, right? Like with the intro is so Iron Maiden coded, but in a rock and roll format.
yeah.
Right? I was just going through my mind like, okay, this is Trooper, but also one more interesting thing is the left and the right guitars are doing different things.
Different
Can you
things.
just touch upon that? Like,
So, what happened was that around September, Aditya Sarkar, my co-guitarist, joined the band. And I always wanted a second guitarist because being the only singing guitarist doesn't do you any favors in a setup like this. And it made sense for us to play off of our competencies because what I'm playing and what I listen to is not necessarily the same as his. Even though our bass is mostly meat and veg rock and roll.
yeah.
So it just made sense to lean into the whole Megadeth, made him two guitar kind of thing. You know? And some Metallica as well. Like you hear that on a track like Cynicism, where the riffs are kind of just doubled. And unlike Metallica, where James would do
Yeah.
both the parts, for the sake of cohesion, Adi and I are doing the riff left and right.
Cool. Can you play us the riff for Chor?
The chore, yeah. So it's kind of really stupid because it's hard to land back on the root chord. But my part is like that 4 times and it comes back to. So it sounds like. Something like that. And then Adi's part is something like. It's really hard, so I'm going to slow it down and play it. Something like that. And the only parts where we're actually playing the same thing is this. So that's kind of where the marriage of the two guys is.
So if you're thinking these are 2 sections, no, both of these parts are actually going on simultaneously in the left and the right channel.
Yeah, so for most of the album, I'm on the left, Adi's on the right, and on some songs, through very few sections, you have a reinforcer track in the middle.
Also, one interesting thing you talked about was most of the album is actually not multi-tracked.
Yeah.
When it comes to guitars,
When it
it's
comes to
just-
guitars, yeah.
It's just left and right, and you were talking about how you use distortion and saturation to get that full.
Yeah. So actually, I have a friend who works at Synergy in Gurgaon, Harsh Devan. He's been a great help through the mixing process. And there's this UAD plugin called the 610.
Oh, okay.
610A, 610B, something like that. And it's like a simple 3-knob EQ saturator kind of thing. And what you do is you basically take away the lows or the highs. It's like a 3-band EQ. You basically take away some of the. For my guitar, I had to take away some lows. It's a Les Paul, it's chunky. This guitar, I had to add some lows because he's using an ESP
V-shape arrow.
Arrow.
Okay, makes sense.
And he has the 8185s, like the Zakk Wylde spec.
Which one do you have?
I have the 8560s. So
Okay.
I have an 85 on the Bryn 16.
So like, what's the story behind? Because 8560 is not
Not
that
a common
good.
combo.
Yeah,
I wanted the 8160, but I went to the shop a day after I inquired about the specific set, and they didn't have the 81. But I really wanted to upgrade because we were playing the first show with the new lineup in September, and this was around 3 or 4 days before the show. So I just called Sagar, who is our shared guitar tech. Sagar Prasad, Thingsmiths on Instagram, follow him. Sorteshwar Singh, Chandel. And he said utha le yaar 90. So, and I'm very happy with this, more so because I had the 490s and 498s on this,
Oh my god. Don't
which
even
are
tell
the
me.
worst pickups in the world.
I know. I had an
And the
SG
noisiest
same.
fucking pickups ever. So I was very happy with how noiseless this was. And what also ended up happening was that I have a Strat, but I ended up doing a lot of the cleaner sections, the crunchier sections, so to speak, on this as well. Because you can subtract in post, but you can't add in post. So that was kind of my philosophy with the guitars as well, overall.
So also like you mentioned heavier acts, right? Before like Metallica, Maiden, Megadeth for your influence. But a lot of song structure lean heavily into rock and roll.
And alt rock especially.
Alt rock and also especially a lot of punk like Green Day.
Yeah.
But some of the choruses are like bigger than life. Right?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of Prince, David Bowie action going on.
Yeah. So there's definitely lots of like 80s pop and art pop also in my songwriting. Just also in terms of how I'm harmonizing stuff. And how all of us are harmonizing stuff. Like Shubhang, for example, is really into Michael Jackson. His mom's really into Madonna. My mom was also really into Madonna. And she was also into the rock and roll thing big time. So घर पे वो सब बज रहा था. So कहीं ना कहीं the sensibilities are like that. And it just made sense to meld everything into this one.
Which was that song, N say?
Nazara.
Nazara. Yeah, that has the big ass chorus, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of weird also because like you're going to the flat sixth from the natural second and third is kind of weird.
It just
and it's
draws
also
your ear in.
it's a very alt rock thing to do. I think like if you listen to bands like fucking Sublime and Smashing Pumpkins and all those bands like that weird California sound you had. And I've kind of produced the drums that way too. It's got a snappy snare and there's lots of headroom between the snare and the kick and the mix is kind of living.
You're talking about the California sound. The amp that you're using is also the dual track.
The emulation. I'm using a dual track emulation on my Helix. Yes.
And you're boosting it with a
TS9 or an SD1 first, and then I'm just kind of getting a DS1 emulation in there to give it some meat. Because the one thing that you really need to get in control is your lower mids.
With the saggy lower mids.
You just need that. Otherwise, my tone especially is more about like beyond how it sounds in isolation. It's also about how much of a bed it's giving my vocals.